guys, I'm back with another one. Today we're going to discuss my trip to Rio Antillas, Aruba. Just want to give some tips, tricks, recommendations, and things that I think you guys should know before heading out. So we'll talk about the Rio Resort itself. So got there, have to say the lobby's a little underwhelming. The rooms are also a little underwhelming, a little dated. You could see that they tried to update the rooms, but still a little bit dated. But overall, nice, clean. They are doing construction next door, so I have to mention that. They are building another hotel. I'm not sure exactly what the name of the hotel is, but so far with the structure and the build of it, it looks really nice. So probably a place that when I go back to Aruba, I will check out. And it's literally right next door to Rio Antillas. So we all need to kind of look that up and see exactly what the name of that hotel will be, because I can tell it's going to be nice by the structure. But it's not like the construction was like bothersome at all. At nighttime, they stop around 5 p.m. So it's not like it's keeping you up at night or anything like that. And even during the day, you can barely hear it. I mean, of course, I was on the 13th floor. My room was 1336. So I could see down where they were, doing the construction, but it wasn't like it was bothersome or the noise was too loud or anything. You can still like enjoy yourself, and it's no issue. So I can't say that the construction was any issue at all. So I wouldn't let that deter you from going. After a while you barely even notice it. So wasn't a big deal for me. So let's discuss souvenirs and shopping. I guess it's kind of like a funny story. So I had asked the front desk lady, like, hey, where can we go to shop for souvenirs? Because of course, as you know, the souvenirs in the shops inside of Rio are expensive. Like a shirt is like $50, which is insane. But of course, it's in the hotel, so you're going to pay more. So I asked her, like, hey, is there anything nearby or any place nearby we can go get souvenirs and shop at? And she was like, oh, well, you'll have to take a taxi, which is $16 downtown. Downtown is near Renaissance Resort. That's kind of where they consider the downtown. So she was like, you'll have to take a $16 taxi to downtown, or you'll have to use the shops inside this resort. So I walked away kind of disappointed, like, oh, okay, well, I guess that's all we've got. And what's crazy is we were walking, I guess she was watching us look in the shops, and she came up behind us and was like, hey, how long have you guys been here? We're like, oh, we just got here yesterday. And she's like, hey, I see you guys looking at the souvenirs. Just so you know, there's a Village Mall 5-minute walk away from here where you can get souvenirs for much cheaper, and there's some shops to eat. I was so irritated. I was like, what? I just literally asked that front desk lady, where's there anywhere else we could go? And she made it seem like the only place we could go was a $16 taxi downtown to find like cheaper souvenirs and other places to shop. And there's literally a Village Mall. It's called the Village Mall Aruba. And it is literally a 5-minute walk outside the front door of the Rio Antillas. So the main Rio Antillas doors, you'll literally walk out of there and make a left. Walk out of there and make a left. It is literally a 5-minute walk. They have cheap souvenir places, pizza places to eat. There's a Fat Tuesdays down there. There's a Daniel's Steakhouse. They've got like a McDonald's. I mean, they've got a Sopranos little piano bar. And it is literally a 5-minute walk from the hotel. I have to share this with you because I couldn't understand for the life of me of why the front desk lady just didn't tell me that we could walk 5 minutes down the street and get all of this. So I have to tell you, Village Mall Aruba is 5-minute walk literally. And then after we did it, we saw so many people from the resort just walking down there at night. And it's a great place to hang out at night too, let me tell you. They have a Fat Tuesdays down there, and that Fat Tuesdays actually has food. I haven't seen too many Fat Tuesdays that offer food, but they have food and drinks, and there's a nightclub, Gusto, I think it's Gusto, is the name of the nightclub down there. So like, it's definitely a place to check out. So if you're there and you stay at Ryu and Antillas, please check out the Village Mall. You'll be sad if you don't. And then the souvenirs are so much cheaper. Oh my goodness, do not buy those souvenirs at the hotel. Walk 5 minutes to the Village Mall and get you some good deals, because they have great deals on souvenirs out there. So have to share that with you. So all of the restaurants are first come, first serve. I don't know how I feel about that. Most places that I have stayed are reservation, but at this time at the Ryu and Antillas, all the restaurants are first come, first serve. So there is no like name on the list as soon as you get there. Like, I know some resorts I've stayed at, you can get your name on a list and then you can have access to the restaurant. But at this place, it's first come, first serve. So get down to the restaurants as early as you can. Most places open for dinner at 6. So try to be like one of the first to get there so that you can be seated and eat. Okay, so there are two pools. There's the party pool and there's the relax pool. The party pool has a swim up bar. The hours of the swim up bar are 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And at the relax pool, it's the larger pool. They have Aqua Zumba, and the Aqua Zumbas, it starts at 11:30 daily, and it lasts about 30 minutes. It seems super fun. They had a lot of participants, so would recommend doing that if you just kind of want to get a little exercise in, get some water aerobics in. It was cute to watch people. I didn't actually do it, but I did kind of like on the sidelines do some of the moves, so that was kind of fun. Both pools offer music at various times. Like I said, the Aqua Zumba at the quieter, larger pool is at 11:30, but they do offer music at other times of the day too. A lot of like line dance kind of music to kind of get people moving, but it's a good time. I have to say the pool service is really good poolside. They do a great job of trying to get your drink orders in, and they come by, they're very attentive. So I would definitely say just make sure you bring a little extra money to tip them, because they work so hard, and it is blazing hot out there. It's like 80s, 90s, like every single day. It might have rained once for like 3 hours, but they're out there like, hustling. So just make sure that you just bring some money to tip them, because they do so much, and they are very attentive. So I have to say the pool guys and pool girls are awesome. They are serious about the towels. I was told it's a $25 charge if like you lose the towel or something, and they are it's kind of funny. So you have to exchange your towel for a towel key. So when you check in, you get 2 towel cards. It might depend on how many people are with you. It was me and my friend, so we got 2 towel cards and 2 room keys. So you have to exchange a towel for a room key, vice versa. So every time you take a towel, you can either exchange it for another towel, or you can get back your towel key. So that's kind of how they keep track of the towels. So they're kind of serious about the towels, so just don't lose them. Just make sure that you keep track of your towel, or at least get your towel card back. Also, for the room key, I want to mention that so you need a room key basically as a power switch. So I've seen 1 or 2 hotels like this. They have this little thing, this little slot where you have to put your room key in to get the power of the room to work. So it controls the lights, it controls your TV. So you have to keep like a room key inside of the little slot so that your power will stay on. If you pull the room key out, all your lights go off, your TV goes out. So you kind of almost have like one room key to work with, because one has to stay into power to power the room. But I guess if you're leaving the room anyway, you'll pull the key out and it wouldn't matter. But just so you know, fun fact, like you have to have like the room key inside that little slot for the power in your room to work. So I've seen that before. I want to just share that little tidbit with you. So there are 4 restaurants on the resort. The first one I'm going to talk about is the Atlantis Buffet. That buffet is basically where I went almost every single day and had meals. That buffet was really, really good. Honestly, in my opinion, Atlantis is kind of all you need. There are other restaurants. There are 3 other ones. But that one is really good. Variety of food. They serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So if you can't get in at the other restaurants, you can always get in there. Malmock is the other restaurant. They serve lunch. I have to say their lunch at Malmock was the best. They had so much variety. I mean, and the food was just superb. I think I have to say for lunch, Malmock Buffet was my favorite to go to the entire time I was there. Atlantis was good too, but I think Malmock for their lunch was delicious. I also have to mention at Malmock, they have a steakhouse. So Malmock serves lunch and then Malmock serves dinner. It's a steakhouse at night. So at basically you have to put your name on the list in order to eat at Malmock Steakhouse for dinner. I learned this the hard way. I actually learned this the last day that I was there. You have to get your name on the list by 6 o'clock for Malmock to eat there for dinner. If you get there like a few minutes after 6, you may have missed the mark because your name has to be on the list. Apparently, like it's a fight to get in there. So I did not make it to the dinner at Malmock because the last night I realized you had to put your name on the list, and by the time we got down there, it was full. So once it's full, it's full. That's it. Like they have a cutoff. So if you don't make the cut, you got to wait till the next night. So I have to tell you, as soon as you get there, you can't do it as soon as you get there because basically none of the restaurants are reservation. They're all first come, first serve. So what I would do if I were you, I would get down there about 5:45 to make sure that your name is on the list. You can't get there like any earlier, I think, than like 5 to put your name on the list. But at least get there by 5:45 so you can get your name on the list for the Malmock Steakhouse because the Malmock turns into a steakhouse at night. The other restaurant is the Rimini restaurant. It's an Italian restaurant. I didn't eat there. The scenery was nice in the hotel. I just didn't have a taste for any Italian, so didn't eat there, but that's the name of the third restaurant. And then the fourth restaurant is the Crystal Fusion restaurant. They have a little bit of everything. I did eat there. You'll see in my first video, I had like some lobster and creamy rice. It was actually pretty good, and they have this like shrimp salad that's really good, so check that out. And the lobster rice was pretty good too. And then I had for dessert, I had like some little fruit cocktail thing. So I did eat at Crystal, and that was good. But I have to say my favorite place out of all of them was, I'll say Malmock lunch was really good. And then Atlantis, of course, was always good because you could go there breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So those are the 4 restaurants that they have there. But again, I have to stress to you, for the Malmock, it turns into a steakhouse at night. So you have to have your name on there like by 6 p.m. If you're down there, you get down there too late, you might not get your name on the list and they have to turn you away because they turned us away because we got there too late. So try to get down there like 5:45-ish to get your name on the list for that steakhouse. So to talk about the bar, so the bar lobby, I have to say, is the most like busy, rockin' bar of the resort. So the main bar in the lobby where you check in at, because the check-in station's like right in front of the lobby. They've got like a divider border, but there's a lobby, there's a bar right behind that. And that bar is the busiest bar. I mean, at nighttime, it's where everyone gathers. It's where everyone's at. So that bar is the fullest. You'll see in my first video, I tried to like capture it. And like, I think they need to make it bigger, like expand it, because there's not enough seats. People are like standing around the bar, and there's a few seats like in the lobby where people can kind of sit, but like even that is not enough. You can tell like there's like more people, way more people than seats. But that bar is the busiest, so I have to mention that the lobby bar is the busiest. There's a bar inside the carnival. The carnival is where they do the shows. Where they have the white party, where they have the shows every night. There's a bar towards the back, and they call it the carnival. That's the name of it, the carnival, and that's where they do the shows. So there's a bar there. There's also a bar across where the pool area is. So there's a swim up bar, and then in the pool, and then there's a bar area across from the pool. I didn't really chill too much at the bar across from the pool, but I did see that it was there. They also have a 24-hour lounge, so that's the only place in the resort that stays open 24 hours if you're just like not ready to go to bed or you're a night owl. It's called the 24-hour lounge. And they have these sandwiches in the case that I don't know if I'd recommend. I don't know like how often they're switching those sandwiches out, but they do have like tuna and ham and turkey or ham and cheese, or they have little sandwiches in that little case, but I'm not quite sure how often they're changing it out. So I don't know if I trust it, but they also have a case of nachos. They've got hot dogs, and there's also like coffee, and there's also alcohol liquor there that they serve. So they do have one 24-hour place if you're like a night owl and you want something to do. I don't know, I would recommend like bringing like some cards or something. I did see a few people like pulling out some games and playing cards, just to kind of keep themselves occupied if they're like someone who likes to stay out or stay up really late. So, maybe bring you some cards or something if you're someone who likes to stay late and you see yourself using that 24-hour lounge. I went in there like twice, but some people, it was a good amount of people in there. So at Ryu, they have these parties on Fridays. Ryu's very well known for their parties on Fridays, and it's usually either the white party or it's a neon party. So when I went, it was a white party. You can see in my first video. It was super fun. I had a great time. They'll like face paint, and everyone has on white, and they'll play music and they'll dance, and it's a really good time. They'll blow up balloons and everyone's just kind of like doing like a dance in a line, and it was fun. It was a good time. They also have like a neon night. When we were there, it was a white party, but the neon party is probably going to be fun too. But it's something worth checking out, something worth planning for. I would definitely bring like a white outfit and a neon outfit, because when you get there, you don't know if it's going to be a neon party or if it's going to be a white party when you go. When I went, it was a white party, so I had white. But just make sure you have an outfit, for a neon outfit, and then also a white outfit, just in case, because you don't know which one will be your night or what theme night it'll be. It'll be either or, but you don't know which night you'll be at. So just make sure that you bring something for both. And one last thing about the party. So I have to mention, when I went to DR, it was like a foam party. And it was like in the pool, and they had like outside music. It wasn't in a building. So at Ryu Antillas, it's in a building. And then at Ryu DR Republica, it was like outside, and it was foam party, and it was like a crazy DJ. So I have to say, if you're asking me to compare the two, I would have to say the Ryu Republica DR party was a little bit better, but it was still fun at the Ryu Antillas. I think DR party was a little more fun because it was like foam involved, and it was outside, and it just had a better vibe, but the Ryu Antillas party was still fun. Okay, so Ryu has a family side. So I stayed at the adults only all-inclusive side, but Ryu also has a family side. I can't touch space too much on the family side because you have access to it. You have physical access to it, but there's not a lot that you have access to as far as what you can do. So you can physically walk over there. It's fine. You can walk around all day, but you can't use the restaurants. The only restaurant that you can use is the buffet, and it's called the Don Nicholas. That's the only restaurant on the family side, if you stay at the adult side, that you can eat at. Now, you have access to the bars. You have access to the bars. You have access to the pool. But if you were trying to eat over there, the only place you can eat at is the Don Nicholas. But it's basically, the adult side has basically the same restaurants as the family side. So you're not missing out on anything. But I just have to stress you, I don't want you going over there trying to like use their steakhouse, because I tried it and they were like, no. They like directed me right to the buffet. And I was like, why do you do that? And then I asked somebody else and they were like, oh yeah, you only have access to the buffet. You don't have access to like the steakhouse and all the other restaurants. But the adult side has almost the same style restaurants as the family side. So don't feel like you're missing out on anything. And you can still go over there and use their bars, and you can still go over there and use the pool. So just so you know, you have access over there, but the things you don't have access to are like all the restaurants. The only one you have access to is the Don Nicholas, and that's the buffet. But you have buffet on the adult side, so like you're not really missing out on anything. I have to say the pool on the family side is aesthetically more pleasing. A bit bigger, but I would to imagine that, because of course the kids and their families over there, family side, hence a larger pool. I would say it's more aesthetically pleasing to the eye. The family side pool is really pretty. You'll see it in my first video. I love their pool. It was really, really pretty. But also their beach on that side is a public beach. So I just have to let you know that it's open to the public, the beach on the family side. So I thought that was interesting, because on the adult side, it didn't seem like that was open to the public, but the family side, the beach is open to the public. So I just wanted to share that fact. So before we went, a friend had told me about the flying fishbone and how you have to check it out. And I even saw like all these reviews on like how great this place is, and yeah, you have to check it out. It's a must thing to do in Aruba. So I was going to go for my actual birthday dinner. And I was really excited. We had reservations for like 7. Apparently at this place you can put your feet in the water and there's like fish, I guess, like swimming around your feet. So I was kind of excited to like check that out and to also show you guys. So we were like on the way, we were walking out the doors, and then we were trying to get a taxi, and then the lady was like, oh, it's $40 each way to get there and back. Yeah. So I said, yeah, never mind. I am not about to pay $40 to get there and $40 back. And let me tell you, this flying fishbone place is not cheap. So they try to like hide the prices, but you have to Google. You can easily find if you just Google like restaurant menu, and you know the prices are like high 30s, like 37 to like mid 50s per plate per person. So you know you're gonna end up spending probably like $120 for 2 people to eat there. On top of that, the taxi was $40 both ways. So I was like, I had to do the math, and you know I was sad that I couldn't go, but I had to make a decision. I was like, do I really want to pay $80 just for a ride there and back? Like I had to just be like, no, I'm just not going to do that. That's just like way too much. And you know, it was on a Sunday, so I don't know if it's just like Sunday that their taxis are so pricey, but for me that was a little bit like I didn't do it. But you know, sad that I didn't get the experience, but at the same time I had to be like, I just think that's just overpriced and just crazy expensive. So I just want to warn you, like if you do want to go to the Flying Fishbone, it is 26 minutes from the Rio Antillas, and you don't know how much your taxi is going to be. So for me, for that day, they were saying, and I tried 2 different taxi drivers, and they both had quoted $40 both ways. So just make sure that you have some money. If you want to check out the Flying Fishbone, please leave a comment. Tell me how it was. Tell me if it was worth it. But just make sure you have enough money for that taxi, because you're already going to pay for 2 people at least $120. At least $120 for the food, because each plate again is like, you know, high 30s to 50ish, and then the taxi you know could be up to $40 each way. So just make sure you have enough money for the taxis if you decide to go there, and leave me a comment. Tell me how it is. Maybe next time I go, I'll actually try it, and hopefully the taxis will be cheaper. But again, I was trying to go on a Sunday. I don't know if Sundays are just like, you know, really high priced or what, but it is a 26-minute drive from the Rio Antillas to the Flying Fishbone. So just know that. So I did a party bus. You'll see that in my first video. For 2 people, it was $118. I did the Aruba Pub Crawl Tour. That was the name of it. Aruba Pub Crawl Tour, and it was $118 for 2 people. They take you to 3 different bars. The first bar that they took us to was Medusa. This bar only has drinks, cute little lighting in there. You know, they play some music. And then the second bar was You Want a Beer. It's called that. You Want a Beer? That's what it's called. And then the third place was La Ronda. So Medusa and La Ronda, those 2 you only get drinks at. But if you want food, they'll take you to You Want a Beer, and they have drinks and they have food. So if you get a little hungry, you need to eat at You Want a Beer, because that's the only place that actually has the food. You'll spend about 30-ish minutes at each one. And make sure that you bring money. Okay? Make sure that you bring money. No, the drinks are not included in this party bus. So they advertise 3 complimentary shots. But these complimentary shots are like mixer. It's like they give you like a drink mixer. It's not really liquor. It's like they give you some kind of like juice. It tastes like juice. I know what liquor tastes like. That wasn't liquor. It was like some kind of juice they give you. But they say this is like the 3 complimentary shots. But after the first shot of the juice, I was like, I don't want this. This is not liquor. But they advertise these 3 complimentary shots. So I just want you to know those shots are not liquor. It's like some kind of juice mixer Like it's like a mixer, okay? So don't think that you're getting liquor, because you're not. But they advertise those 3 complimentary shots on the website, so I have to make sure that I let you know that. And then they also say that the drinks are discounted. Those drinks are not discounted. Those drinks are like regular price. Those drinks were like $15 to $17 per drink. If you get beer, of course, it's going to be a little bit cheaper. But if you're getting like regular alcohol, the drinks were like 15 to 17. To me, that was not a discount. That's like regular prices. But they advertise on the website discounted drinks. So make sure that you bring some money, because you're definitely going to need to bring some money. I had drinks so we ate at You Want a Beer. They had good chicken wings. Those chicken wings were good. We had chicken tenders were okay, but the chicken wings were good at You Want a Beer because we were hungry by that point. The chicken wings were good there. The drinks were good at all. Well, I only drunk at Medusa and I drunk at You Want a Beer. By the time we got to La Ronda, I was over drinking. Like I didn't want any more. Plus, our hotel offers all-inclusive, unlimited food and drinks. So I wasn't really going for the drinks on the party bus. I was going for the experience because, again, Ryu gives you all-inclusive alcohol. So we were going for the experience, not necessarily the drinks. So by the time we got to La Ronda, I was over it. I was like, I don't want any more drinks. Plus, we spent a pretty penny already on food and drinks at Medusa and You Want a Beer. So just making sure that those complimentary shots are not really shots. It's more like juice. And then the only place you can really get food at is You Want a Beer. So if you get hungry, that's the only place you're going to be able to eat at. And make sure that you bring money. Make sure you bring money. This bus does not include your alcohol. So make sure that you bring money. Okay, so let's get into the excursions. So the first place I went was De Palm Island. You'll see my first video. Beautiful water, beautiful views. It is kid friendly, so if you have kids, you can definitely bring them there. I have to warn you that it is like a kid friendly place. I did have a lady. She was really upset. I guess they had told her a fib and said that if she paid an upcharge that she wouldn't have to be around kids, and she paid for the premium. There's a premium package you could get for De Palm Island. From what I've heard, it's not worth it to get the upgrade premium package. It's literally like you just get a cabana. If you want a private cabana and you want to touch the flamingos, then I would say get it so you could like actually physically touch the flamingos, and then you can also have a private cabana. But if you don't care about those things, then I would just get the regular day pass. So when get back to the lady was like, she paid for a premium package to not have kids around. But there's kids up and down that place. I don't care if you're on the premium side or not. Like, the kids are like everywhere. So if you're like trying to avoid kids and they tell you, oh, we can give you like an upgrade and you'll be by yourself, you don't have to worry about the kids, like, don't believe that. Because the lady was very upset that she paid extra and she still had to like be around the kids. So I have to tell you, this is a kid-friendly park. Just so you know, and if they promise you an upgrade, you don't have to deal with the kids, it's a lie, because there's kids like everywhere. It's hard to avoid. They're like everywhere. So don't believe the hype if they try to like sell you or try to give you some package upgrade where you won't be around kids, because apparently it's not true. The lady was very upset about that. So anyway, we paid for 2 people, $267 for De Palm Island. That was for 2 people, $267. So even if you don't get the premium package, you can still see the flamingos. I think the only plus to that was like you get to actually touch the flamingos for the premium package, but you can still see the flamingos. You don't get to touch them on the regular side where I was at. But you do get to see them. You still get to touch them. And the flamingos are by the slide. So you'll go around the slide, and then there's an opening where you can see the flamingos and take pictures and stuff. And that's all I needed. I just wanted to see them. So if you're just there to like see them, then just get the regular package. But if you want to actually touch them and have a private cabana, then you might want to get that premium upgrade. They offer drinks, food, and they have a restaurant that has like curry chicken and fish and rice, and it was really good. And then they also have like finger food for the kids, like they have like your hot dogs and your chicken tenders and fries, and then you also have unlimited alcoholic beverages, unlimited regular beverages, Sprites, juices, that kind of thing, sodas, all of that. So all of that is included in the regular package. The food, The banana boat. I have to touch on the banana boat. That banana boat was so fun. I can't swim. I know. Don't get on me. I can't swim. I'm gonna learn. But I did get on the banana boat, and that's free to everyone. That's on the regular side. You don't have to pay a premium upgrade for the banana boat, but the banana boat is worth checking out. So you need to do it. And they give you a life jacket too. But the guy can go as fast as he wants, or he can go as slow as he wants. And if they want to knock you off that banana boat, they can. They can. I was holding on for dear life, and the guy like did this hard turn, and I fell in the water, and I almost lost it because I told the man before I couldn't swim, and he still knocked me off that boat. But he came and got me. It was fine. It was fun. It's a lot of work on the legs, so you have to kind of sit on your legs, like your legs have to be behind you on the banana boat. So if you have like bad knees, I would not recommend getting on there because you have to your legs have to be behind you. You can't have them in front of you when you're on the banana boat. So if you're like, you got arthritis and you got some things going on, I wouldn't recommend that because you have to have your knees behind you, or your legs behind you rather. But other than that, if you can do that, it's fine. It's fun. It's a quick ride. You can go on the banana boat as many times as you want to. So it's definitely worth checking out. I only did it once because I was like, once I fell in the water, I was over it. But you can go on there as many times as you want. They need like a good amount of people on there because it has to have a specific amount of weight on there. So, you have to have a certain amount of people ready to go the same time you are, but it is definitely fun. Definitely check it out. And the banana boat is for everybody, so you don't have to be on the premium side to get the banana boat experience. Also, I want to mention the rocks are very heavy, so please bring some water shoes. You can really feel those rocks underneath your feet at De Palm Island. You can feel them they're there. Like, you can definitely feel them. So make sure you don't go completely barefoot in the water because you'll stump your toe or something for sure on those rocks. So make sure you bring some water shoes, please. So we also did an ATV tour. It was called Adventure with Kenny ATV. So for two people, it was $159. We did the double rider. If you do the single rider, it's more expensive than that. But we did the double rider. I just wanted to ride anyway. I wanted to be the passenger. I didn't really want to drive the ATV. So the double rider was fine for us. So they take you through the city. Our ATV kept cutting off and giving us some issues, but the guy, his name was Naheem. I think Naheem was his name. He was really, really great. Our tour guide took us through the city. He gave us his ATV because he saw our ATV was like giving us problems and you had to keep cutting it off and cutting it back on. So he gave us his ATV. So after that, once he gave us his ATV, it was a little bit better. I have to also say that Naheem was a really good historian. He was fun, made the tour very fun. They do offer free water on this tour. So if you need anything, he has like a backpack of water, and you're going to need it because it is so hot out there. And by the time, you get halfway through, you're like so dehydrated. So make sure you drink plenty of water before you go too. But he also carries some water. They also have this they call it the happy hour stop. Where you can get food. It's just this cart where they'll have like chicken, they have beer, they have alcohol, they have hot dogs. They just have something to kind of replenish you if you're looking for food, just to kind of get you through the rest of the tour. Because it was about, I want to say it was like a 2-hour ride total. But just so you know, make sure that you have cash. When they stop for the food and you stop for the drinks at the happy hour portion of the tour, she does not take cards. So we were kind of like SOL because we only had a card. That's all we had. We didn't have any cash. So just make sure that you bring cash on this tour with you because if you might get thirsty, you might get hungry, and she only takes cash. So make sure that you have cash when you go on this tour in particular. And of course, the Riu Beach, there's a guy out there. He also sells excursions like the parasailing, the kayaking directly on the beach at the Riu. So I always recommend that you go ahead and book your excursions before you get there and not while you're there. Of course, I go on Viator.com. That's Viator.com. And to buy my excursions, even my pickup, as I was harping on earlier, that REU did not offer free transportation, so I had to purchase my transportation. For two people, the transportation, I bought my transportation through De Palm Tours. De Palm, they kind of run a lot of stuff out there, but I bought my return and departure round trip ride through De Palm Tour. So we got our round trip ride through De Palm Tours. It was about $43 since REU did not offer that. But just make sure that you get your excursions through Viator.com, or, try to see who you can get it for cheaper through. So the De Palm Island tour, I actually got that through the website directly. It's like DePalmIsland.com or something like that. I'll put it below. I don't think that's right, but it's something De Palm. It's something like that. Where I got it through the direct website. I didn't get it through Viator. But Viator does offer the De Palm Island experience, the De Palm Island excursion tour. They do offer that. But it was cheaper when I compared pricing to get it through the direct website. So just always compare pricing. Whoever has it cheapest, get it through whoever has it cheapest. So the De Palm Island, I actually got that one through the actual website. I did not get that through Viator. But the ATVs I got through... I got that one through Viator, the ATVs. And we almost did jet skis, but those got canceled because we were trying to schedule a skydive. And it's skydivearuba.com. That was the website. So my friend wanted to skydive, like really, really bad, And they rescheduled on him like 3 times this skydive for aircraft issues. So at this point, we were like, yeah, it's just not worth it. Maybe it's not met. They were scheduling you 3 times because of aircraft issues. But they were really, I have to give it to Skydive Aruba. They were very responsive. They emailed all the time to keep us abreast of what was going on and if they were able to do it. But we were there 6 days and they were not able to figure that aircraft out. So kudos to them for keeping us well informed, but the skydive never happened. And we rescheduled the jet skis thinking the skydive was going to happen. So can't give you any feedback on that on the jet skis, but I think the jet skis, when I paid for them and I got those through Viator, it was $102 for 2 people. Double rider, it was $102, but I canceled that because of the alleged skydive that we were supposed to do that never happened. I wasn't doing it, my friend was doing it. But that never happened, so can't tell you much on the jet skis or the skydive, really. And I just want to mention, if anyone wants to stay at the Renaissance Hotel downtown, because it was a toss-up for me between them and the REU Antillas. And the reason that I did not do Renaissance was because I had read that it wasn't near a beach, or wasn't on a beach. I think there's a beach nearby, but it's not directly on a beach, and I wanted to wake up to being directly on a beach. So the difference is Renaissance is by a lot of expensive shops, your Gucci, your Prada. So you're by a lot as far as like shops and restaurants and souvenir shops. You're around a lot of that if you stay at Renaissance, but you're not directly on a beach. So I just want you to know, if you decide to go with Renaissance, you won't be directly on a beach, but you are downtown. You're like a lot of things, restaurants and expensive shops and things like that. Shops you'd see like in a mall are basically shops near Renaissance. So that's why I didn't stay at Renaissance. But if you don't care about that and you just kind of want to be around a lot of shops and fun, Renaissance would be a good place to stay. But I wanted to be on a beach, so I stayed at REU Antillas.